All right. Well, this is the start of something that I've been thinking about for a while. Um, it's the start of something that I've been thinking about in terms of as a sort of life journal, in a way. So, so many people out there who kind of say, like, oh, well, I keep a diary or I keep a journal. How do you track life and what you've done? I Every time I try and do anything like that, it doesn't last very long. So this is a way to kind of document in a way, document what's going on in my life and also be something with a little bit of longevity. So I'm thinking maybe once a week, half an hour. Like just keep it nice and simple. 30 minutes. Um and just talk about what's going on in my life at that exact moment. So we're starting off this, uh, I guess you could call it a series. I mean, yeah, a series. Don't know if I'm going to call this like episode one or something, but we can call it a series, I guess. We're starting off this series on Saturday, the 1st of August, 2026. And part of the philosophy behind this is, well, immortality. It's a bit of a funny thing that I've been thinking about for a while. Musicians, when they create an album or a song or anything, they put that song out there, and that's out there forever. I have come from a very musical background, but I've never put out an album. So, and I would definitely want to at some point in my life, but at this point in time, I don't have the time nor the resources to be able to do that. But I want to not leave something behind, but just something that proves that I existed at one point. It's pretty like the further down the rabbit hole you go, the more sad it gets in a way. But I thought that this would be really cool as a way to document and be able to watch later on in life. So I'm currently recording this at 25 years old, and we're starting a series on a bit of a milestone. That milestone being is just over a week ago, on the 24th of the 7th, 2026, I got engaged to my then girlfriend, now fiance, Lauren Begg, who, you know what, if this all goes according to plan, I'm hoping at that point in time, whenever I'm watching this in the future, that hearing the name Lauren Begg is a bit funny because at that point in time in the future, she will not be a Lauren Begg, she will be a Lauren Carter. But yes, I'll talk about that in greater detail later, but for the moment I thought that this would be a really cool thing to do in a way to document my life and just talk about what's going on, what I'm doing, what I'm up to, and be able to reflect back on this later on. Um, and look, I think I'll put it on YouTube. I think YouTube is the way to go. I don't know if I'll make it public. Maybe I'll make it public, but we'll see what happens. If I do end up putting it out there onto YouTube and whatnot, there is zero expectation that this series or this channel will actually go anywhere. You know, I'm not about to say like and subscribe. Not about to say like and subscribe at any point in time. Like it's totally not that vibe. It's also going to be very slow paced. I'm trying to slow my life down because at least recently, I've noticed that I've been a little bit addicted to my phone, if I'm honest, just doom scrolling and whatnot. And I know that it's the age for it, but I want to, ugh, it's just not making me feel good, you know? I've got a little timer on my Instagram, and every time I run out of time on Instagram, I just ignore it and keep going, and because it's a little bit addictive. So gonna try and get myself away from that and try and do something that I actually have, something to show for it. So let's enough of the weird oddly personal intro. Um, let's get into it. So I've chosen beta 1.7.3 as the Minecraft version that I'll be playing on. Minecraft in its current form, I don't even know what version we're up to, but there's so much going on that I can't keep up with it. And there's the whole 2 week Minecraft phase, which I'm not immune to in the slightest. And I'm hoping that this sort of format for, playing Minecraft actually becomes a sort of way to get through the 2 week phase and actually start a forever world that is actually forever. No clue what I'm going to call the world name. Probably just life journal, because that's what I said in the intro. Kind of keeping this as a sort of life journal, and hopefully the world actually grows with me in a way. Like I'm only 25 now. 25 is it's not old, it's not young. My current ideas behind the age of 25 is like I'm in my prime, I guess. I mean, physically I should be, but I'm not. I used to have a six pack, but alcohol is quite nice. I'm actually sitting here with a glass of vodka lemonade as we speak. So, yeah, life journal, I guess. Life piece. I might also put my initials in there, just to. Yeah, wow. Okay, spelling is a fun thing. Put my initials in there. Life journal. I'm really hoping for a good seed, but at the same time, ugh, man, the whole seed thing. In the past, I've been like, yeah, I've got to get the perfect spawn. I've got to like, I don't want to travel from spawn. I want spawn to be the spot, so that if and when I die, I don't have to actually go anywhere. I can just da da, there I am. But in reverence and respect for the old version of Minecraft and the randomness that comes along with it, I'm gonna force myself to not choose a seed. And I'm really hoping that it's good. But if I have to explore and walk around, it's that instant gratification thing. If if I get a dodgy spawn point, I'm just gonna have to deal with it and have a look around because old beta world generation's pretty cool. So surely it can't be that bad. Alright. Well, this is uh the start of my life journal, and I'm glad that you could be here with me. Here we go. Beta 1.7.3. Let's do it. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I can. Yes. Okay. Yep. Alright. Fun thing about me. Big fan of the ocean, so all this water is making me feel amazing. Loving that. A nice cliff is cool. I would have liked to seen it a little bit more like, the old beta floating islands thing. That would have been cool. But I guess we'll just have to explore, see if we can find anything sick. Oh, I cannot tell you the amount of worlds I have started and, never beaten the Ender Dragon on. It's a bit funny, actually, how many times I've done that. Anyway, we're going to start by punching a tree, obviously, but I don't want to punch that tree because it's nice. It's a nice tree. We'll punch this tree instead. This tree is not as nice. Okay, here we go. Once again, getting wood. Whatever was just said in the room that I'm hopefully watching in the future, I hope I haven't changed that much. Still getting wood. Okay, cool. Whatever. Whatever. Funny. Whatever you're thinking right now, I'm coming at you from the current period of time where 6'7" is cool and funny to say. So fuck, I hope that's not a thing. Also, do I swear? Am I wanting to swear? If I show this to my kids... Ooh. Ooh, that's a big, tricky thought to think about. Okay. If my kids are watching... yeah, don't say that. Not until you're a bit older. And if you are old... Wow, I can't believe that this is that successful. Maybe I'll put this series on a USB. That'd be kind of crazy. USB. Who uses a USB nowadays? Okay, so I chose 1.7.3 for a couple of reasons. I'm pretty sure I started playing it roughly this time. Like, Minecraft to me was... Man, that music. This is the start of something cool. Minecraft to me, I was in year 5 when I was first introduced to it. And it started off as... Well, we all thought it was a bit of a joke. Minecraft? Like, that sounds dumb. That sounds really stupid, actually. I might actually need to turn that volume down a little bit. I don't know what it's doing to the audio balance. Let's try that. Just a tiny little bit. Sorry. Yeah, no, I was in year 5 and this one dude at school was like, yo, there's this new game. It's awesome. It's called Minecraft. And we were joking about it. Like, we thought it sounded like the dumbest shit ever. But then a few of us went to his place and we all had a turn. And of course, his thoughts were oddly specific. Like, oh, dude, you got to make a tree house. He was all about making a tree house. Building up high, making a tree house, that's where it's at. Because otherwise the monsters come out at night and will kill you. And all of us going, okay, sure. I'm sure it's not that bad. And sure enough, we got to nighttime, and you know how eventually when the sun sets, back in the day, man, I hope that's not too loud. Back in the day, the sun would set, but it would set in like increments. And you get that, like, that first initial, like, starting to get dark, and it was that, oh shit moment. So that ended up happening. And, of course, ooh, cave. So that ended up happening, and, yeah, oh, the old sound. That's fun. Yeah. Anyway, that ended up happening, and... So we just stood on a tree for the entire night, getting attacked by a few skeletons and whatnot. It was very, you know, the game was fun because we had no idea what was going on. This is a nice little area. I could totally see like a village kind of thing. 100%, I could see that. Okay, so, I should probably talk about goals and whatnot for the world. Yes, coal, let's go. That's nice. Goals. Okay, goals. I have always wanted to build like one of those old-fashioned... I apologize for the skin. I'm in my femboy era. So I've always wanted to build like one of those castles, like medieval kind of Oh, I can't just click and drag. I've got to actually individually place each one. That's crazy. Sorry, I'm too used to the awesomeness of the old-fashioned Minecraft. Anywho, um, what was I saying? Oh yes, medieval castle. I've always wanted to build like one of those medieval castle things, like um in the very first for the release trailer of Minecraft. It was like there's this shot of this really cool castle with like netherrack roofs, and it was sick. And I've always wanted to make something that grand and that cool. That's something that I like to do in this world, but I'd also want to do it like within water, like within a river or something. So for that, I'm gonna need to find a really big river. The river at spawn was actually not too bad, so maybe we can incorporate that, but we'll see how we go. Maybe I'll probably write that down before I forget. Um, so a massive castle would be sick, and like focus more on, buildings rather than the functionality of it. I know you can build farms and whatnot in this version, and like, you know, mob farms or even like passive mob farms I've heard about, but I don't. I want to steer away from all that. Like it's if your game involves playing as little of the game as possible, it's not really a fun game. Which, now that I think about, sounds exactly like golf. I've never played golf in my life. Future me, have we ever played golf? And is it as shit as I think it would be? Pigs, awesome, great. Pigs. Pigs are fantastic in this version. They only drop pork, and that's it. This is a nice area. This might be our little starting area. That'd be sick. I think our spawn's just over there. I'm directionally challenged. I will not remember where anything is. Bit of leather. Might see if I can get my crafting table back. Okay, we've got some coal. Might get some stone in a moment, but no, I'm glad that this is our spawn. We've got like nice bit of gravel. Also, the fogginess. I had my render distance before I did like a test run. My render distance was set to far, and it had a little bit of fog. But I put it on normal, and it's crazy. The fog is an aspect of Minecraft that needs to be brought back. Don't know why it's like. Don't know why it's so intense, the fog, but it's, it gives a lot of mystery. It gives a lot of what's happening next. It's, very mystical, very whimsical. Okay, so I I decided to do this series in a way as a way to document my life. So I should probably talk about my life. Um, so at the moment, this is my second year outside of uni. I graduated and I got my degree at the end of 2024. No, at the end of 2023. So last year, no, I got my degree at 2024. Yes, that's right. My degree was 2024, and then so 2025 was half of the year was casual teaching. Oh, it's already going nighttime. Okay. Wow, that went fast. Okay, there we go. There's the increments there. Wow, that takes me back. Let's get this. Let's just turn this into a little hut because I will die otherwise. Um, yeah. So 2024, end of 2024 is when I got my degree. 2025, I spent half the year doing casual teaching. So I've got my Bachelor of Primary Education, and it's been great. I taught a fair bit at See, now if I put it on YouTube, I don't want to talk about what schools I've been working at, so maybe I'll leave that information out. But yeah, future me will remember. For the first 2 terms, I did casual teaching. It was good. It was good. The not being able to predict what each week was going to be like financially was annoying. So finding a full-time job was high on the priority list. So I managed to. Oh, do you hear that? Old me, do you hear that? Yes. A big fan of the old door sounds. Betacraft launcher, you are amazing because it has the old door sounds in it. I tried the normal official launcher, didn't have the door sounds. What's that about? Anyway, um, yeah. So I'm currently my second year outside of university, and I'm enjoying it. It's it's been a great time. I've moved in with some friends, um, and my work is 20 minutes away. I'm currently teaching a year one class, and if somehow you're watching this from another country that's not Australia, year one is 6 years old, turning 7. Big year, and I've got, well, at the start of the year I had 20 students, but then like a couple of them left the school, and so I had 20 and then I lost 2, which meant that I had a class of 18. Now that sounds really easy, but man, there were some personalities in the room that it was a lot. I did not need that. But I'm starting to get on top of them now because I went from teaching year 6 to teaching year 1, which is a huge difference. Huge difference. But now that I'm teaching year 1 and I've had 2 terms of it, now we're in term 3, it's getting better. I'd say it's getting better. Where it took me a bit to get my head around the dynamic of the classroom. It took me a bit to get my head out of stage 3, you know, stage 3 mindset to stage 1 mindset. But now we're in it. We're fully in it, and I've got my bearings. But yeah, I've had 3 new students in the last 3 weeks. That been a bit crazy if I'm honest. But it's better than a boring job. More exciting. Okay, I'm hearing a cow. The cow is having a time. I'm hoping the cow is enjoying my narration, my commentary. That's in terms of work. In terms of my private life, in terms of my personal life, yes, I am now engaged. I do have a fiance, and she is everything. Sounds really cringe, but yes, she is my everything. And yeah, you know, everyone has a little bit of a fear of death, and I grew up in a very religious household, and you know, the the main fear that I have about death is that it's time that I don't get to spend with her. That is my only fear with death, is that if there's no afterlife or if there's no anything after death, it means that I don't get to be with her. And which makes me think like, oh, what would heaven be? Well, heaven would be just myself and her in a house living comfortably for eternity. And that made me realize that, well, my heaven is perfectly achievable now. And that that makes me feel a lot of things. Wow, this got personal. Damn. It just made me realize that I'm very lucky. I'm just very lucky. Um, yeah, I can't live a day without her. Um, Other aspects of my personal life is friends. I have quite a few friends, and every every Friday, I host a games night. Ever since I moved out, I've been wanting to do like a regular scheduled games night once a week. Wow, that was ominous. Um, Regular scheduled games night every Friday. It gives me something to look forward to every single week, and I'm very, very grateful that I have some amazing friends who show up uh, every single week. Gives me something to look forward to. Makes everything worth it. Ooh, grass. That's weird. Um, but yeah, the issue with having a board games night every Friday is now I'm completely addicted to buying board games to the point where I don't have enough room in my room to store these games. And knowing me, it's not going to get any better. Not going to get any better anytime soon. No way. I can hope and I can dream and I can wish that, oh yeah, sweet as I will be super organized and on top of things. And I will have everything in order, alphabetical order, ordered by genre. Ordering it by genre would be cool. Yeah, no, I know myself too well that I will be buying a few more games in the future. Um, oh, that's interesting. Very interesting. Um, yeah, really should have written some dot points or something about what I can talk about. I've got plenty of cobblestone. Oh, yes, that's what I was talking about earlier. More goals. Let's talk about them. A really big farm would be nice. That would be cool. Really just a medieval kind of fantasy-esque town, I'd say. And maybe a castle off in the distance kind of thing, you know? Like start off with building a kind of town sort of thing. And having that be like the outskirts of a large castle. That'd be really cool. Obviously this is thinking way far into the future. I've no clue how long this is going to last, but look, I'm hoping with a nice structure and a bit of a routine that I can get myself into, hopefully it becomes a thing. Journaling or making a diary, but just talking. Because when I think about writing everything down and all that, it's not tiring, not boring, but just I don't know. It's just without a routine or having a good structure of how I would do it, everything just kind of fizzles out and just oh yeah, I'll get to it eventually, and then I never do. Whereas this I feel like I can manage once a week, half an hour. I feel like it would actually work. The only thing that would be silly about it is that now, afterwards, it would be hours of your life to try and, just listen to me speak and play Minecraft. But I don't know. Later on, it might be really cool. And that's a half an hour done right there. It's it's a brand new morning on this brand new lovely morning in beta Minecraft 1.7.3. Yeah, I am very excited for where this is gonna go. And I do apologize that it got so personal so quickly, but I've just got a lot of stuff in my mind that I wanted to get out there. So I think this feels like a nice place to end off the first episode in a way. Oh, I had zero clue I was living behind snow. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I think this is gonna do it for today. Um, I will see you guys in the next one. Good night.